What if I told you that the strongest people in the world aren't the loud ones? They're not the ones who shout over you in meetings or dominate conversations online. They're the ones who stay silent when everyone else is panicking, the ones who breathe while others spiral. Here's the truth no one talks about. Mental strength is invisible until it's not. And when it finally shows, it changes everything. Today, we're going to break down what real mental strength looks like, not in a motivational quote way, but in a practical, real life, boots on the ground way. This is a guide to becoming emotionally indestructible because in a chaotic world, your calm is your superpower. Are you reacting or responding? Let's ask something simple, but life changing. Are you reacting to life or responding to it? Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Do you slam the horn, yell, let it hijack your mood? That's reacting. Automatic, emotional, draining. Now imagine you take a breath. You feel the irritation, but you don't feed it. You move on. That's responding, intentional, calm, powerful. This small shift changes everything. Your brain rewires itself constantly through neuroplasticity. When you react, you reinforce old stress circuits, but when you respond with awareness, you build new ones, stronger, wiser ones. You're not just choosing peace, you're literally training your mind to be stronger. You're the gardener of your brain. Every choice is a seed. Every breath is a moment to plant something better. So next time life throws chaos your way, don't ask why me? Ask who do I want to be right now? That's where your true power begins. The fear vaccine. Here's the truth. Nobody becomes completely fearless, but mentally strong people, they just build a different relationship with fear. Think of it like a vaccine. You don't eliminate the virus, you train your system to handle it better. Same with fear. You don't erase it. You build immunity through controlled exposure. Take a cold shower. Speak the truth in that uncomfortable conversation. Make a bold decision without polling 5 friends first. These aren't just challenges, they're your mental reps. Every time you lean into discomfort, you chip away at fear's control. You stop waiting for courage to show up, and you become the kind of person who acts anyway. Fear stops being a stop sign and starts becoming a signal. This is where the growth lives. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll stop asking, what if this goes wrong? And start asking, what will I gain from facing it? That's real strength. That's the vaccine. Bulletproof beliefs. Your mind is like a home. Is it protected, well built, grounded in your values? Or can any random opinion just walk in, rearrange your priorities, and leave you doubting everything? If you want cognitive armor, start here. 1. Define your 5 core values, not the ones that sound good on paper, the ones you defend even if they made you unpopular, especially when it's hard. 2. Find proof that you actually live them. Moments where you made the hard call, times you stayed true under pressure. That's your foundation. 3. Build your response filter. When criticism hits, don't absorb it blindly. Ask, is this person credible? Is this actually helpful? Does this align with who I am and what I stand for? If it doesn't pass that test, let it bounce. You don't need to fight every opinion. You just need to know who you are so outside noise doesn't become inside doubt. Because real confidence isn't loud, it doesn't perform, it simply stands and stays. From pressure to performance, here's a mindset shift that could change everything. Stress isn't always the enemy. Sometimes it's an invitation to level up. Your brain reacts to pressure based on how you label it. See it as a threat, you shut down. See it as a challenge, you activate, you grow, you perform. The most successful people you admire, they're not stress-free. They've just built the tools to face intensity like a pro. They train for high stakes the same way athletes train for game day. Repetition, mindset, recovery. So the next time life feels heavy, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask instead, what strength is this shaping in me? That's how pressure becomes performance. That's how adversity becomes your edge. The power of strategic apathy. Let's be real. If you care about everything, you'll have energy for nothing. Mental strength isn't about caring more, it's about caring selectively. Here's your new mantra: not everything deserves your reaction. Start filtering your emotional investment with this simple matrix. High importance, high control, go all in. High importance, low control, accept, adapt, stay grounded. Low importance, let it go. Your coworker's passive-aggressive lunch comment, not worth your bandwidth. A stranger's opinion on social media, not worth your peace. Your long-term goals, your health, your values, That's your battleground. Strategic apathy doesn't mean you're cold, it means you're focused. It's emotional intelligence with boundaries. Because real mental strength isn't about reacting to everything, it's about choosing what deserves a reaction and walking away from the rest without guilt. That's not weakness, that's mastery. Beat decision fatigue before it starts. Here's a secret weapon of high performers: they don't waste brain power on the small stuff. Every choice you make, what to wear, what to eat, when to check email, costs mental energy. That's why people like Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily. Athletes eat the same breakfast. They're not boring, they're efficient. Decision fatigue is real, and the cure is systemizing the predictable parts of your day. Start here. Set a fixed wake up time. Build a simple morning ritual. Rotate through a few go to meals. Use email templates for common replies. Make fewer decisions. Save more energy, because your focus should go to what matters, not what socks to wear. This isn't laziness, it's mental discipline. It's how pros protect their peak brain power. Decide once, move on, perform better. Build your emotional calluses. Toughness isn't built by hiding from discomfort, it's built by walking into it, deliberately, consistently, and with purpose. Think of it like lifting weights. You don't get stronger by avoiding the bar. You get stronger by picking it up, struggling with it, and showing up again tomorrow. Emotional strength works the same way. You build it in controlled environments. Say the thing you've been too afraid to say. Share an unpopular opinion and let silence fill the room. Ask for feedback and actually listen. Let people disagree with you without rushing to explain or justify. Yes, it stings, but with repetition, the sting fades and something stronger forms in its place: emotional calluses. So you stop flinching. You stop overanalyzing every judgment, every glance, every what if. You start seeing criticism as data. Conflict becomes growth. Rejection, just redirection. Here's the part most people miss: everyone wants to be the hero. But heroes aren't born in comfort, they're forged in fire. They don't tiptoe around dragons, they walk straight toward them, knowing that the path to courage runs through discomfort. So if you're tired of being rattled by opinions, drained by small conflicts, or paralyzed by fear of rejection, stop trying to protect yourself from every emotional bruise. Start building your emotional armor, one uncomfortable moment at a time. This is how resilience is earned. This is how you become unshakable. Negotiate with reality. You can't always control what happens, but you can control the story you tell yourself about it. The facts are the facts, but your relationship to those facts, that's fully negotiable. Here's your 3-step mental reframe protocol. 1, what actually happened? Strip away the drama, get to the raw data. 2, what's the worst possible interpretation? Call it out, say it loud, drag the fear into the light. 3, now, what's the most empowering interpretation that's still true? Not fantasy, not delusion, just truth with perspective. Example: someone criticizes you. Worst take: I'm a failure, I'm not good enough. Better take: this is feedback I can use, now I know how to improve. This isn't toxic positivity. You're not pretending everything's fine. You're practicing mental aikido, using the momentum of adversity to fuel your growth. Life throws energy at you. You can absorb it passively or redirect it into progress. You're not a victim of the story. You're the author of the narrative. So next time something hits you hard, don't just react. Negotiate with reality. Find the frame that makes you stronger. Become anti-fragile. Fragile things shatter under pressure. Resilient things survive it, but anti-fragile things, they don't just endure stress, they grow stronger because of it. That's the mindset of the mentally elite, not how do I avoid pain, but how do I turn pain into power? You're not porcelain, you're iron, being forged by fire, not destroyed by it. Want to build anti-fragility? Start training like this. Seek out tough feedback. Let it sharpen you. Pursue problems that stretch you. Comfort doesn't build capacity. Thank adversity. It's not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Criticism, that's just free market research. Failure, real world tuition without the 6-figure debt. Stress, that's your mental gym back, and every rep makes you sharper. The truth is, most people avoid discomfort and call it self-care. But you learn to dance with the fire, to take the hits, extract the wisdom, and keep rising. You don't just survive the storm. You grow in it. You evolve because of it. That's not just strength, that's anti-fragility, and it's a superpower. Quiet confidence is loud. The most commanding people in the room, they're rarely the loudest. They don't need to dominate. They don't need to prove. Their calm is what speaks. Their presence does the talking. Their poise says, I've been through worse and I'm still standing. They breathe slowly under pressure. They speak clearly in conflict. They don't chase approval, yet they naturally attract respect. Why? Because quiet confidence isn't built on noise. It's built on evidence, a lived history of getting knocked down and getting back up, over and over. You want to be respected? Stop reacting. Start responding. Stop defending. Start standing. Stop needing to be seen. Become someone worth noticing. Confidence doesn't come from ego or volume. It comes from the quiet knowing that you've faced storms, survived them, and emerged stronger. So the next time you're tempted to prove yourself, don't. Let your presence speak. Let your calm be the loudest voice in the room. Mental strength isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to learn how to dance with fear until it stops leading. You don't need all the answers. You just need to respond better to the questions life throws your way. Every time you choose discomfort over avoidance, reflection over reactivity, integrity over impulse, you're not just building resilience. You're becoming someone people quietly admire, not for your noise, but for your calm, your clarity, your unshakable presence. And here's the twist. The stronger your mind becomes, the gentler your life starts to feel. Because when nothing rattles your core, you no longer feel the need to fight the world. You begin to shape it with intention. So here's your invitation. Start today. Pick one practice, one habit, one challenge that stretches you. Build your first mental muscle, and then watch what happens. The world doesn't get easier, you just get stronger.